So there's a lot with the dark masculine, the unintegrated masculine. In society, what's been happening is this fear of the dark masculine because of all the harm. So we've created toxic masculinity, and we only accept the prince. We only accept the white savior. And what's kind of created from this is that men are afraid of their own dark masculine. They're afraid of the harm that they can create. And because of that, they stay in the boy. And the boy actually fuels the dark masculine because the boy's his needs don't get met. So the dark masculine is trying to get their needs met through manipulation, pain, power, control.
Yeah, and the boy is not yet ready to take responsibility, to have true ownership. So it's a shadow realm.
Yeah, so it's like a whole process for men to allow themselves to be bad in a container of guidance. And I think this is why it's also amazing that there's now spaces for men to gather and to have these rituals of like fighting it out and like yelling at their partners if it's their dad, or like these things that are like bring your full power online.
Yeah.
And what I found, what I've been talking to with a male friend of mine, is he was sharing that everybody hates the warrior until there's enemies at the gates. And without the warrior, we don't have safety.
Right.
And what is happening is that men are fighting, but they don't know what they're fighting for, so they fight the feminine.
Yeah. And like aren't able to show up in the warrior energy when it's really needed.
When it's really needed.
Yeah. Because I think even with, you know, what's prevalent in our culture, and even, for example, just all the sexual violence that's alive, like good use of the warrior would be men confronting men on this behavior. Like, beautiful. Prime use of the warrior. But instead it's coming out in these toxic
instead
ways.
They're fighting for their ego's position.
Yes.
And part of the warrior is meeting yourself and dying to your ego again and again and again, and allowing yourself to be proven wrong again and again and again. And the true strength, one of the qualities of the healed masculine, is humbleness. And part of that is knowing he is worthy and loved with nothing. And continuing to let go and let go and let go and be filled and filled again. And that creates a humbleness that is very rooted. And then from that place, he can hold other people, and he can hold people's truth and their projections. He can hold all of it with the humbleness and the perspective, having seen so much.
Yeah, I really love how you mentioned that, like, dying again and again. And I think that the masculine only feels safe when there's, like, he's living for, like, this greater purpose. Because why else would you allow yourself to die again and again if you think that your small ego self is all that there ever is, right? And so having that commitment to truth is so important, and purpose, so important.
Purpose, yes.
Because purpose is that guiding direction, and if the guiding direction takes you through, you know, losing all that you know, it's like, but I'm still in devotion to God and life, and that's why I'm moving through this very challenging challenge and initiation. But yeah, otherwise it's like there's a recoiling of fear, and there's like a dispelling of the feminine, dispelling of anything that, you know, might
That
take
threatens.
away what he has left.
Yes, it comes from scarcity. Yeah. It's like trying to protect his little of resources instead of building more resources. Yeah, and it's been really amazing. I've been like meeting so many amazing men that are on their purpose and building their resources, and there's a lot of talk and pain around like sugar babies and like they're trying to steal my money and men trying to be cheap, and it's like I feel like the ones that talk about it a lot are the ones that don't have enough for themselves. And but also the king is discerning in where he spends his money and
Where he spends his energy.
where he spends his energy. And sometimes there are women who feel like they expect a lot but out of pain. And they're like, you should be doing like this and do it like this and this and this, but it's like from pain. And a king would discern, if I pour into this woman, is it pouring into God? And that was a very beautiful thing that I witnessed as I met this man who never trusted giving to the feminine and never really gave fully to the feminine. And him witnessing me just being in devotion to God, just me and God, woo, like just like the way that I was in my service, he's like, that is a place that I want to pour my resources into.
Right. And amplify.
And amplify.
Because that's the beautiful gift. Like, the greater the container he can hold, you know, the expression of the feminine within that gets just like, she's so safe. She can go crazy, you know, in all the ways, and bringing her beauty and bringing her passion and bringing her fire and her gifts. And it's just resourced by him, and it's a beautiful co-creation in that way.
Yeah, the unintegrated feminine, like one of the archetypes is the mother, and then it turns into the muse. And the muse is always creating art, beauty, new life, and that is what he's pouring into.
Yeah, even in my own life, just like watching how I've changed and how much I've given myself, and also how much my partner has given to me. It's like this creative version of me is so like, it's like I'm a star, and all of my like, I'm spread out. I'm like a big blossoming flower. Before it was just like smaller, like that sunlight, that awareness, that safety, like without the masculine inside myself. And then, you know, of course, also reflected externally. It's like, yeah, giving myself the container to like allow myself to push my limits, you know, and meet new parts of me and bring them online. And all of that then comes through in my creativity and my art and my like offerings and service. Yeah. It's raining, guys. I'm trying to protect this hair because it's very new.
Oh yeah, so like in your relationship recently, your man has been wanting to step more into providership, and like, and it was very much from his own inspiration, right?
Yes.
So why was that, and what did that look like?
Yeah, he came to me and just wanted to take on these additional responsibilities financially, and he said it was because it would fill his heart with great joy to be able to give to me in that way. He describes it as like he wants to create a sanctuary for me to play and be the fairy that I am, and to thrive, and for him to be invested in providing and giving that energy would be one of the greatest joys of his life. And yeah, coming from a family where like,
It's the opposite.
you can be provided for, but you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing all, like you're taking the shit, you're doing the emotional work, you're doing this and that, you know. at first, like, I was like, okay, do I want
So,
to
like,
accept this gift?
so nothing's changed in terms of like household tasks. Like, what is?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, I mean, for him to get to this place, it has been his own big journey and initiation with, like, you know, his own king and feeling that he can provide, like, deeply, and also knowing that life and God is, like, the ultimate provider. That's been really important. But yeah, it's like I can still generate whatever, you know, offerings to the world and receive energy and money as much as I want. And I can also just receive this gift that brings both of us joy.
It's really amazing, like, how much that place that you come into yourself from that reflection, like, shows up in your life. I saw it in you, that energy shift. And then we went to a festival, and the very first day, and, like, I was coming from, I gotta do it all by myself and do everything. I was like, trying to, like, make everything and, like, get the tent organized. And then you were just like, ah, maybe a man can just do it for us. And I was like, oh, really? That would be nice. And literally it just appeared. It just appeared.
Manifest.
They're like, hey, do you guys want help? And they were like, blessed. They were like so happy. They're like, thank you for letting us help you.
Yeah,
like,
having a good time, like,
yeah.
enjoying offering to
Like
goddesses.
the greatest gift for them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm receiving more than you are getting right now. Like, I just,
Yeah.
what else do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what I'm finding in my relationship is that if it's unlimited, like, I'm like, how far is this gonna go? I mean, like, he's gotten creative to keep upping it.
And, like, all of your meals, like, he made all of your meals for the festival that he wasn't even attending.
It's true. It's true. He meal prepped it all for me. Yes. And he just loves giving me surprises. It's so fun.
Elaborate, intricate, written by a woman surprises.
Yeah. I'll just share. I was at a conference in Denver, and I came back, and our flight landed, and I received a message like, knock when you're at the door. Don't come in. I'm coming out with a blindfold. And so he came out, he blindfolded me, he took me into the bathroom, then he unblindfolded, and it was candlelit bathroom, and then he just bathed me. And it was exactly in response to, like, the level of connection and physical touch that my body wanted, and I, you know, wasn't open sexually, and it was almost like my mother, like, just bathing me and, like, you know, doing the soap, and it was just, like, lovely.
In full devotion.
Yeah, and then he re-blindfolded me and took me out to the balcony, and then he had weed for me. I love cannabis. And then we smoked, and then appeared my favorite meal from my favorite vegan food truck and my favorite kombucha brand. And then we just enjoyed the meal on the balcony, and then we came inside, and he was like, okay, blindfold back on. Proceeded to do a 5-fruit guessing game where I was blindfolded trying these different fruits. And then the final stop was, there was 7 different poems written in, like, calligraphy that he channeled about how he feels about me, spread all throughout the apartment with a flower and a candle at each station. And I got to go on a scavenger hunt. So
And then it was
it's
also
incredible.
like a spiritual experience. Like, what?
It was, because my heart broke fucking open, and I just, like, oh, it was my heart literally turned into, like, a waterfall, and just even deeper layers of pain from the past were released, and it was, yeah, such heart alchemy. And it was literally like the waterfall was pouring into all of my lower chakras and, like, bringing all of them healing. And yeah, just our hearts expanded into this like shared cosmic heart, and it was just beautiful. And like, what a blessing to be alive and to love myself enough to receive that experience, because it would not be possible if that was not the case. Like it would just not be. And then, you know, through that love, it's like the love triggers the deeper love, because the parts are coming up that are still, you know, unhealed, and then they're
And they feel
being
safer
met.
because the love has reached them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say a man does these same actions in an unhealed place. It's like, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Like every every station that you go to is like grabbing energy.
Yes.
That would be really a different type of experience.
100%. And like, yeah, even when these parts do come up, I think in some ways that does feel like the test, because I remember a different day where he did another very elaborate loving offering to me. It was so much for me to receive that it brought up stuff related to my ex, and he just held space for like 2 hours or 3 hours on Valentine's Day, and we went into it. And, you know, I was, at that point, I was still like, is that okay? Is that okay? That was our day, our Valentine's Day. And like, it was literally it was about me and my ex. And he was so fucking happy. He was overjoyed that it came up, and that he was able to support me in that.
Wow.
And like, to him, that was the best Valentine's Day. And there was nothing expected in return. It wasn't a tit for tat game. Oh, I gave you this much, but now what are you going to give me to equalize and to make sure that we're meeting the same value? And it's, I think, when you correctly perceive the goddess, you just know that her heart and like the world that she invites you into, like, the value is infinite.
Yeah.
Like what do you even mean tit for tat? Like, how
I
can
think
we even,
like
you
the
know?
man that's unhealed is trying to stay here and give and then receive back here. But what he needs to do is let everything go and dive all the way into your
Full
world.
penetration.
Yeah,
Yes.
full penetration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It really is a diving into the feminine world. You know, her creative activations, like,
and like her pain is your pain, her joy is your joy. You're like there for every single moment of it. And that takes for him to meet his emotions first,
yeah,
to hold his inner feminine.
yeah,
Yeah, because there's like a lot of men who are in the boy energy. There's also like the inner feminine brat. She's just like, what do I get? And like, I'm a sassy little diva. And like, she's in her little. And they need to let themselves be a diva, like fully for themselves. Yeah, like, okay, I worked so hard, but what do I get to enjoy with all of this? Can I like treat myself and dress up and be pretty? Yeah.
And when she gives that to herself, like, he also just gets to receive all of that when she does go into that full like mode of just like, I want this and I want that, but oh, I'm gonna just like give that to myself. And then that amplifies what he also can receive when she chooses to turn towards meeting that need on her own as well.
Yeah, and I feel like the unhealed version is like, oh, it's never enough for her. It's never enough for her. I give so much and then it goes to waste. But actually, the healed is like, and it can be more. We can create even more love. Wow, give me more. Like, show me how we can expand into more love.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would there be limits? When you know yourself to be a goddess, you know yourself to be infinite. You know, you like, why within the dream of existence is there limits to what we can manifest and the heart states that we can open to? Like, it's
Someone might wonder, how can I embody that when I don't have a man showing me that? And I experience just in being around the codes that you've experienced and remembered, that like I even just called it in. I was like, show me how you are supporting me. And it doesn't have to come through one source, one hand, but like allow God to hold you, allow God to support you, and you will feel supported physically all the time. Like, wow, you're holding me. Wow, you're holding me. Like all the trees are looking at me and holding me. Like everything is holding me, holding my hand, guiding me to all the treats and all the magic and random gifts and acts of devotion from strangers and friends.
It's also related.
Yeah, and I've experienced all of the downloads. Well, not all, but like I experienced so much of that download that you experienced through just the physical embodiment and then experiencing it in myself. And yeah, it comes back to the same, like coming back to the queen energy. And then the queen energy is embodied of her light and dark. And you need to have enough internal fire, anger, strength online to activate. You need to have enough ferocity in order for you to receive
At that standard. 100%.
And for me, that was through like us being on the dance floor. I love festivals, first of all, because the ceremony of relating with multiple energies and people, and we're in one big ceremony. And yeah, I'm on the dance floor, the bass just like boom, 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 boom. And I was like playing with the inner lion in me, and I was like allowing my face to like scrunch and like, because I think the mask is like,
It's a good girl mask.
it was like, and like ugly faces, like all the different faces. And then as I was journeying in the dance, I wasn't just going into the ferocity, but then also like the awkward teenage parts of myself that were like feeling unworthy and feeling small, like being in your reflection, seeing you so confident. And then I was like, my inner teen was coming up of like, oh, and like I let myself fully become her. And she's like, felt like things were stabbing her behind her back and she had to like hide. And I was just like, and I just let myself go into that and unwind out of my system. And then I was like allowing that roar, like that playful roar, and like you're included in that too, and like we can just roar together, and like allowing my body to play with ferocity. I was just bringing it online little by little, like gently. Like we don't need to force, we don't need to force ourselves into a tantrum somatic release and like traumatize ourselves. We can like, roar, roar. No, I don't want that. Okay, maybe a little bit. No, I don't want it. You let yourself go like that. And then at a certain point the music just got so loud. I just was like full on tantrum, like but I let that build. And it was such like that was just a quantum leap through that. And then my queen all of a sudden is like there more and more, and I'm just walking in the queen.
Love doing queen walks.
Like literally I was walking like a queen, and the man next to me is like, you walk with like such a queen energy. I was like, I do. Correct, sir. So from experiencing dating the boy versus dating the king, the first thing was like, if I give to the boy's ego grows, and he uses it to create more manipulative power over me, such to stomp on the feminine.
You're wording this so well. I'm just like recalling experiences like, oh, yep, that is true.
You don't give the boy candy and then he gets so sweet that he gets sick. It's not good for anybody. And then he has a crazy sugar high and everyone's unhappy.
It's an ego trip.
It's an ego trip. And when you give to the king bows down in humbleness. He takes what you give him. He doesn't build it on his head. He takes it and he serves the kingdom, the queendom. He takes it and he gives it back to you in a multitude. He's so full, he's so complete that as soon as you give to him, it is birthed into something else. It's like it's building something.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed watching my partner like just be wonderstruck when he actually listens and receives, and the wonder, you know, that he shares and reflects just through his eyes is like, you're a queen and I listened and I have this, and my life is going to be so much richer now, you know. And what a deepening of love to amplify each other constantly in such a way. I think something that's really important too is like the boy will not fully go into your pain, but it's necessary. He has to fully look at the pain. He has to see the consequences of his actions. It's just, it's hard, like penetrating into that pain increases his sensitivity, right? Because he's receiving your full expression. And yeah, something I've experienced in relating with boys, it's just like, yeah, that push away energy again, like can't hold the pain, runs from it, or puts the pain back on you.
Yeah, you did
and
this to me. You did
gaslights.
this. Yeah,
And
gaslight.
convince.
But yeah, they project it and say that like you are the unhealed. You need to fix yourself. But really, they just need to sit with the pain.
Yeah, it's like it hits a trampoline. Because the boy can't alchemize. Like
he's not choosing to alchemize.
Yes,
Yeah.
he needs mommy to like give
Do
him
it for
the tit
him.
and provide the milk directly, and then he just like he doesn't.
He can stay asleep.
Yes. He can stay in this very like lulled, not responsible state, but the king like is in major building alchemy, energy, and the king knows that whatever the feminine like presents or gives him or
He is
expresses
capable.
he's so capable. Like she could be screaming her face off, and it's like he can hold the safety.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I think about this moment that you had with your partner where he finally, like, you had such a quantum shift into your queen energy, into your goddess, and a part of him wanted to crumble under the pressure. Like, what was that? What did that look like?
It looked like his neediness being triggered in a way that it hadn't showed up in months because
you didn't need him anymore.
At like the next level. Yeah. And it was really like, I think hard for him to like see the total state of like whoa, there's no false attachments holding us together at all anymore. You know, like she really could just walk away. Like, oh, like, is she gonna do that? And just all the neediness kind of came up because there was just such like expansion in myself.
And what did you do when all that showed up? Like, so you went back to the tent to talk to him.
Yeah, and I would say you know, a lot of his karma has been also around money. And I was just like, look, I'm not going to pretend like I need you. Because I am the universe, I am goddess. Like, I'm choosing you from a place of my freedom. You don't think that I have this freedom. And also for me, you know, I really went through a very like challenging life path or like reflection to get me to this freedom, you know? All of the insanely challenging things that I've been through, I fucking walked that path myself, you know? I survived that shit myself. I mourned the loss of my pregnancy myself. I survived a fatal car accident myself. Like, all of these things, I know how fucking strong I am. I know how resourced I am. I know who I am. I also know, like whatever life throws at me, it's like, okay, I'm going to show up for it. It's not that there won't be lots of different emotions and, like, you know, inner experience that's challenging, but I'm going to fucking show up for it. Like, I am going to die someday, and I will be leaving with myself. I am my primary partner in that way, right? And I just reflected to him, like, I won't live in falseness with you about like who I am, and I won't pretend that I'm not a goddess. I won't like play this game of smallness that I've penetrated into the truth and like seen what is real, and like I'm not going to like kind of enable that illusion. And I was like, just, this is my standard.
So
This
what
is my
was your
standard.
standard?
My standard is we meet in freedom. Because that's what's real. You know? It's just what's real.
And then what happened for him in this process?
Just, like, also being on medicine when communicating this, it was like shooting a spear. It was like a, like the truth was very like sharp, short, firm, and like, you know, I'm not playing any games. And it just immediately activated something in him, and he was like, oh, like, thank you for inviting me to this level up. Like, I am ready. Like, he's went full, like, yes, like, I am God. I am ready. I'm going to rise. Like, I will see what is true. And just, he let everything false burn away, and he witnessed all these parts and the fear, and he just, like, let himself be transformed in that moment and let go of, the illusion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because
And I saw him.
he wants to continue in devotion in that way.
Yeah. I saw him the next day, and there was like a new light in him. Like, he's like, I don't need to play the game of smallness. I get to choose what game I play. It's not, I'm stuck in a box. Oh. You can just like, I created the box. I'm standing outside the box. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, in your full fire power of goddess, he rose to God.
Yeah. Because he knew I would walk away.
Yeah.
Rather than live in, like, I will be in right relation with myself and with God, and I will walk away. I will not just sacrifice my values to like keep a partnership. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be right with myself. And thankfully that truth was his truth too. So now we get to share in it in freedom together.
And this, like, all of this comes back to this, like, idea of this, like, triangle. And on one side is your partner, and one side is you, and, like, God at the top. And when you get closer to God, you both get closer to each other at the top of that triangle. But if you're pulling, like, they want you to take him to, like, he wants you to take him to God, then he's so far away from God and you're being pulled down away from God. Both you guys need to be coming back to the union within, the God within, like the full family of father, mother, son, child, all parts of yourself turning divine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to have that shared trajectory towards God and truth if you don't have it individually? Like, that makes no logical sense.
Our next video is going to be about feminine magnetism and the gifts of receiving all of that beauty. So check the description and we will link it in there.